when Earth is attacked by aliens called the Kaiju, humanity builds robots called the Jaegers to fight back for humanity. This is Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Trailer. We recently had the most joyful experience of being able to see this movie in IMAX 3D. So, why don't we start with Nick over here and what his thoughts on this movie are?
Well, I actually thought the movie was very well done. The action was actually done very nicely. It didn't do the stupid shaky cam action, though the plot was a bit predictable. What did you think, Julian?
Well, I think the plot, it was great. I mean, wasn't really into it, but the action was great. A lot of the action involving the big monsters. What's their names again? It's
Kaiju.
Kaiju. Big monsters is easier to say. The music, you guys would love the music, during the battles and all that.
Yeah.
It's very good to
The
listen
music
to.
actually did have a very,
It's uplifting.
right?
Godzilla, theme to it.
All the explosions, it's just so good to see. I was like off the edge of your seat. And what do you think?
I agree with Nick. I mean, yeah, the plot was predictable. It's very generic. But in this kind of movie, you can't really look at that, I guess. It's really just for the action, obviously. And Guillermo del Toro with the characters and robots, aliens and robots, they were very original, stuff I'd never seen before, and I really liked it. And I was on the edge of my seat. And, okay, what do you think?
I have to agree with you guys. The plot was rather predictable. The characters weren't extremely well developed, but just the sheer originality and the fight scenes between the monsters and the robots were top notch. For the length of the movie, 132 minutes, it was well worth the time. So, and seeing it in IMAX 3D was definitely worth it because you see so much, and it makes full use of it. So, what do you guys think of the special effects?
I thought the specials were very, very well done.
So then, the special effects was just great then. It was amazing, we're in this, new year, we're in 2013, technology would change, and the effects were very great, and I mean, it was just amazing to see in IMAX. It was worth the $19.
Yeah,
and even before I said, damn, the $19 for, a ticket, and seeing it in IMAX and 3D, and I don't like watching 3D.
Yeah, that's a side note. We don't like 3D at all.
I hate 3D.
We don't like 3D, and we've heard from other people that say that this movie is good in 3D, and they recommended it, and they say, you know what, we go see it in IMAX in 3D, and we saw it, well worth the $19. Very worth it.
Guillermo del Toro he does a great job of capturing his universes with Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth. You really believe, it's great, I know. It really makes you believe that you're in this universe, and yeah, the special effects was really good because the CGI never really took me out of it, and yeah.
What do you think, man?
So, you guys mentioned the love of the directing of Guillermo del Toro. Now, how do you feel about how the actors portrayed their characters in this movie with the guidance of Guillermo del Toro?
Well, I thought all of them did a really good job with their roles.
I mean, Idris Elba, he's a big fan, but Idris Elba, I'm gonna go down in detail. Idris Elba did a great job, in his performance. Chris Hunterman. Chris Hunterman, he did a great job being the main character. And actually, I love Charlie Day, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, Charlie Day did a really good job.
And he was pretty funny. You would laugh at some scenes that he's he's in. And I liked it. Yeah. What do you think?
The characters are kind of matched with the plot. I mean, they do the job. It gets it done to the action scenes. I wasn't taken out of it. Like he said, Idris Elba though, he stole the show. He was my favorite character of the whole movie.
Personally, Charlie Day was better.
Charlie Day was hilarious.
But most of the characters in the movie are kind of very generic.
Yeah.
He's a badass. What do you expect? Difference. Let's go on with it.
But Renko Kikuchi, She did good though. I really liked her because I don't know much of her work, but she surprised me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I didn't really find any of the characters to be very especially memorable or exciting. But for the cast, they're relatively no name. There really isn't someone who jumped off to me personally. But in general, I felt that it was solid. And I'm going to jump right to my personal rating of this movie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Nicky, why don't you take it?
I give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
Okay, to be quite honest with you, I really like this movie. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5.
I'm with Julian. 4 out of 5. Cause it's just an action movie in the summertime. You're supposed to have fun with it. Not supposed to really nitpick because there's gonna be problems. And yeah, and I enjoyed it.
And in some of the action movies, it's all about all blow up, and it's some of these kind of action movies are not as
Shaky
good.
cameras.
It's not clear.
Like he said, shaky cameras,
God, the shaky
But
cameras.
this movie didn't have that, and it showed that perspective how action movies could be and how good it could be. And Del Toro, I'll tell you, he did a phenomenal job, and that's why I gave the rating that it deserves.
Agreed. Even like the fight scenes that weren't in the giant robots were done very well. Like you could easily tell what was going on, as opposed to other movies where it's just incredibly shaky and you have no idea what's going on. All you see is explosions.
The popular choice of that going wrong is obviously Transformers. In the endings, people cannot tell what the hell's going on.
Oh my god.
No one can tell which Autobot from Decepticon except for the eyes. The only ones that stand out is Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, and sometimes Optimus Prime even gets lost in the fight. And yeah, it's nothing like Pacific Rim. It's very clear, and yeah.
Also, one comment. There was less destruction in this than in Man of Steel. Giant robots and aliens did less damage than Superman.
Surprised as that sounds.
We'll not get into detail on that movie, but
So, anyone have any final comments before we wrap this up?
I recommend seeing this movie.
I also recommend seeing this movie.
You want to go to the movie theaters and enjoy a good time? This is it.
So, as you can see, we all seem to be in agreement that this is a fun movie for the...
Whole family.
This is a fun movie to watch over the summer. It's a good movie to go out and just enjoy an action movie. If you're into movies with fight scenes and robots and giant monsters, like you're a fan of the Godzilla series,
Destruction.
this is a perfect movie for you to go see.
This is pretty much the definition of summer blockbuster.